You want to talk about some microphones?
Oh, you're gonna let me?
Yeah.
Okay, here you go.
There it
Hi.
is. Hi.
I'm Danny. So we're very lucky to have a great relationship with SE Electronics, and they've been very kind to us, and their microphones sound incredible and make my day out at front of house incredibly easy. So the most important microphone on the entire stage is Cameron's talkback microphone right here, which is the incredible V-Beat, because he's running the show and he's driving the train or whatever you call that. And then on snare drum we have the SE Electronics V7X, which is my favorite snare top microphone. I've been using for probably the last 4 or 5 years now, because it rejects hi-hat better than any other snare microphone I've ever used. I find that, it's not like a perfect zero hi-hat situation, but the amount of hi-hat that does get in is minimal, and what does get in is dark enough that when I add a ton of top end to a snare top microphone, it doesn't get harsh, and you don't get this horrible 4K spiky hi-hat sound. On the bottom of the snare, we have another V7X, and that is pointed at our wires, and pretty much equidistant from the bottom head as the top head is to the top snare mic. Those get grouped together and treated as a instrument out of front of house, which is awesome. That same capsule in a short version is what this the V-Beat is on the toms. So we have one of those on each tom. We've placed the rack tom microphone where it is, because it is super cardioid. So we're trying to point the null between Cameron's two cymbals. Originally, I would typically just go straight on with it, but we found we had better rejection when it was kind of pointing between cymbals rather than at the underside of that crash. So we do the best we can with that. Hi-hat, we have the SE8, which to me is the most natural sounding hi-hat microphone I've ever used. I love the way that it sounds. I don't feel the need to scoop out a ton of harsh upper mid-range or anything like that. And it can get really close to a hi-hat without sounding like something else. It actually sounds like a hi-hat. For overheads, we have the RN17s. We have a stereo pair of those. Absolutely my favorite overheads I've ever used. Yeah. Cameron loves them. Every drummer that I've ever used them with has immediately gone, oh man. I love them so much. Placed where they are, I don't find the need to have a ride mic at this time. These overhead microphones are so incredibly fast, and their transients are so clean and clear, that the stick definition is incredible. And also, again, just like the SE8, things that are slightly off axis still sound incredibly natural. A lot of times I worry with an overhead being kind of in a strange spot or close to a crash. Sometimes you get that weird kind of wash thing that comes off of cymbals, but we don't have that problem with these microphones. Let's go around to kick drum.
Yeah.
So, in the kick, we have the brand new SE Electronics BL8, which is mounted on a Kelly shoe. That microphone, I believe, is set flat. It has a couple settings on it that are awesome, but we're just using it flat. I think that microphone is going to kill kick out for people. It sounds so incredibly natural, but not like you have to now do a bunch of work to make it sound done and processed. It sounds like what you want it to sound like, but not too much of one thing or another. I really think that microphone is going to change the way that people do things. We still, for now, have a kick out microphone, and we're using the SE Electronics V kick. And you can see our settings down there, which are modern low end and classic high end. So we're kind of keeping it from getting too pointy, but keeping some of that low mid controlled. And we have that attached to the drum with this DW or PDP claw setup that was recommended to us from our friend Greg, who plays with the incredible Drew Parker.
Yeah.
And then let's see. Lastly, Perk. We have just another set of the my favorite mic, the V Beats. They're so small and so wonderful sounding. I've been told before that somebody thought this was an electronic drum because of the amount of low end that we were able to get out of it. So we're miking it super close, maybe 3 fingers away, and we're using that proximity effect of the V beat to the drum to get a nice full kick drum sound. Basically, I scoop a little bit of the mid-range just for taste, and it sounds huge. When we do acoustic sections, it still sounds just as big and just as full as full band. Yeah, that pretty much does it for drums. We're absolutely loving all of this stuff that we have out, and we've been out on the road with it, and some of these microphones have been with us, been with me for a couple of years now, and they are holding up incredibly. They get thrown around, they get thrown at a Pelican, and they get thrown in a trailer, and that trailer bounces up and down the road thousands of miles at a time. And they've been incredible. So yeah, that's the audio portion. Thanks, guys.
We really did it.